Hi, Nnameka. Can
Good
you
evening,
guys
sir.
hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks so much. Um, Sorry I'm a bit late because I'm just rushing into the library so I can have a good internet so I can speak with you guys. Thank you so much for bringing me. I am happy to be the speaker on this webinar. It's a privilege. I used to attend other people's webinar and listen to people, and the conversations, some of those conversations helped me a lot, and I find it a privilege and honor to share with others who might be in my shoe, or who wish to learn from others. Thank you so much for the privilege. So whoever is listening to this conversation, my name is 𝗵𝗂𝘁𝘁 Ezè. I grew up in Enugu State. I attended some primary school there. Then my secondary school, I had it in Ọ́ká, Anambra State. Then moved to UNIZIK, Nnamdi Azikiwe University for my undergrad. After that, and a lot of struggles, I had to find a way to better my life. Then I moved to Dubai. Now I'm in the United States. I just finished my master's. Um, Hooray! Yesterday I presented my master's thesis. Um, by August, I will be starting my PhD, fully funded, and I feel happy about that. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So, yeah, um, I'm glad you titled this conversation. I want it to be like a conversation and not just me speaking. I'm glad you titled it Embracing Courage and Breaking the Limits, uh, Living Beyond the Limits of Average African Home. I would say I came from an average African home. My dad is a carpenter, so he roof houses for people. He's just a carpenter, you know. And my mom was a farmer, so we were just farmers, subsistence farmers. We are not like commercial farmers, you know. So we just go to farm normal way everybody does. But one thing with my family is that my dad and my mom, they love education, so they will support you to go to school to the point that they will do everything within their power, even to go and borrow money for you to go to school. They will go to that extent. Um, Sometimes during my secondary school, I need to leave school to go to farm. Okay, so I had to go to farm sometimes early in the morning by 4:30 to 5 in the morning. We'll go to the farm, harvest some crops, then sell it in the morning before that 7. If we sell it, then we'll have to rush to school. In complex situations, during harvest, like we'll go and harvest corn. We'll go as early as 5 a.m., harvest those corn, then keep it with our mom, then she'll be selling it, then I'll go to school. Okay, so that is very, very average, not even below, my family was below average in terms of our economics. But the challenge and the most important thing is that and was telling me that I need to do something about this. Okay, I need to move beyond the limitations I had, and it's usually difficult moving from that bottom. I mean, the lowest of the lowest to grow and to make ends meet is crazy. Yesterday, I was discussing with my friend on one event I remembered. I was discussing with my dad, and I was telling him how things have changed over time now. But I remembered when I was young, my dad wanted to go and pay my sister's school fees. And that was when my sister was in Anambra State University. And some people snatched the money from him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go
Yeah,
on.
so they snatched the money from him and it was terrible. So the family couldn't do anything. So everybody had to stop school. Everybody in the family had to stop going to school. We all went to farm for more than 4 days, harvesting everything we had so that we can raise money and pay for my sister's school fees because the money was snatched by pocket pickers and the akaba. They stole the money he wanted to use to pay the school fees. That was, I think that was like 15,000 naira. Then that was a lot of money, but we didn't have it. Okay, so it was that serious. But one thing is, if you are passing through challenges, do not allow your financial challenge to become a philosophical challenge. What I mean is, do not allow your lack of money to become a situation where you stop developing yourself, because I can tell you self development doesn't cost that much financially. It costs more by your time, it costs more by your interest, commitment. That's what is required to develop yourself. So, what I did then, by the people I meet, so I'm going to talk about the friends you keep. They matter a lot. Okay, they matter a lot. The friends I kept, we started with church. I was being a church boy. Then we developed this hunger for knowledge. So when I go to Oka or I go to the market, I go and buy books instead of buying clothes. I buy books because I wanted to gain knowledge. I was hungry for knowledge. Then when I read books, I read some books that built me on the path of courage. And courage, I would say, is the most important ingredient if you want to move forward in life. There is nothing anybody who is fearful can achieve. Nothing, absolutely nothing. You need a lot of courage to break through from limiting beliefs. You need courage to make applications. You need courage to stand for what you want. You need courage to say, okay, I'm going to do this particular thing and I'm not going to give up. Courage, very important. And courage does not mean absence of fear. It doesn't mean that you are not fearful. You are fearful, but you are managing your fear, and you're not allowing your fear to overpower you, and you're not allowing your fear to become, you know, a defining factor of your life. So, considering the fact that we didn't have a lot of money, so I need to start reading. I was gathering knowledge. Then, by God's grace, I focused on doing well in my school. Someone told me in my second year, I think second year or third year, that if you do well in school, you can actually get admission to study abroad. And in some occasions, they can fund you. That was like a guidance, like that's like a light I saw there. Then I took it really serious. And I can tell you, without that education, I will not be here. Without that education, I will not be here because it helped me. I was working, I was going to school, I was doing things with the knowledge that this thing is going to help me to progress to the next level. So in any case, in any condition you are, try to get clarity. Clarity. So because without clarity, courage, you can just have courage with if you have courage without clarity, you'll just be making mistakes. That's why people are stubborn. You tell them to leave some attitude, they say, no, never give up, never give up. No. If you know that what you are doing is not correct, give up. Like you are doing something that is not taking you in the right direction, give up. Think about the thing well, recalibrate how you feel about life, look at it from a better perspective. Then you can now return to courage. Because if you are courage in the wrong direction, you are still going to make a mistake. Okay? So I got that clarity and awareness that if I take this education serious, it's going to take me serious. And I did my best. I moved, and I'm going to encourage every one of you in one way or the other, even if it's not formal education, like going to the university, if you have ability to learn anything, please learn it well. Do not say, okay, let me just go to school for school's sake. Why will you waste 4 years? You wasted 4 years. Say school life. You are just going there for fun. Fun for what? You are coming from a poor family and you are talking about fun. There's nothing fun about wasting your time in school. Okay? So if you are going to school, you must do it well. If you are learning a skill, you must do it well. Because there's nothing, nobody is going to hire you because you went to school. They're going to hire you because you have something to offer. You have something different you can offer. You can bring to the marketplace that people are willing to pay for. All right. So that courage and clarity helped me. I talked about friends. Please, if you want to break the limits and live beyond the norms of an African home, you must start initiating new friends. Initiate new friends. And there mustn't be people within your locality, it mustn't be people within your environment. Social media has made it possible that we can join, we can become friends with people who are progressive. We can become friends with people who are not even within our environment. That's helped me a lot. So how did it help me? I was reading books because that time internet was not, like, we don't have the accessibility of internet, and a lot of people were not creating content the way we do now, educating people for free. Then once people travel, they will not call anybody, they will just turn off their phone, but these days people have the privilege to tell you about their life. They educate, so many education going on in our age. So you need to find a way to become friends with people who are progressive. And I must mention here some important people that helped me, because when I was doing my NYSC, I was almost losing faith in myself. Anybody who says, oh, it was all smooth for me, it was all smooth. No, sometimes even that your courage can go down. Okay. But remember, the scripture says that two heads are better than one, and two is better than one, because they have good reward. When one go down, the other one will help them. So when your courage is going down, you need people to motivate you. You need people you look up to. You need people who can drop some statements that will help you. And that's what I've consistently dedicated myself to be doing. I want to be that person that is giving other people courage. I want to be the one that will tell them to make that application. I want to be the one that will remind them every day that they have work to do. So then I was feeling down in my spirit, but I belong to certain groups. I listen to some people, and I will encourage everyone. If you know Olakunle Shorinyo, you can watch his videos on YouTube. He helped me a lot. Those videos, those counsel, those words he dropped on social media, they helped me a lot. They helped you to look beyond your immediate environment. You are the light of the world, not the light of just your family. Even though you must start from your family, but you must have a global consciousness. You must have consciousness that you are going to compete with the globe and not just your community in Uyeli or your community in Mbako or in Sokoto. They are not the competition. So when people begin to compete with their, my neighbor got a bicycle and I want to go and get a bicycle, you are thinking small, because your age mates in San Francisco, California, is not thinking about bicycle. Your age mate in Uppsala, Sweden, is not thinking about bicycle. Someone who is in the same class with you, you are trying to, let me just pass this engineering mathematics, and once I'm done with this class, I'm not going to read again. Your age mate in New York is not thinking like that. So you must elevate your thinking to be in line with what is obtainable across the world. If you want to take over the world, if you want to take over, I mean, not just take over the world, at least if you want to play international, you must start thinking international. Start thinking international. Everything you are doing, do it at the highest level of excellence possible. Okay? You're not competing with your classmates. Who are they? Most of my classmates, they're just, they've graduated, they're done. But I'm still reading. I do assignments for people from diverse field. Like today, I helped someone who was doing his MBA in Sweden to do assignments related to fields that are not within my field. He's in business administration while I'm in science, but I'm doing those assignments because I am preparing myself for something bigger. You understand? So you need to see yourself beyond, start seeing yourself beyond your family, beyond your community, beyond your village. And once you start with that vision, the way you carry yourself matters, the way you see things matters, the way you look at important things will matter. For instance, you won't be struggling with, let's say, wheelbarrow pushers. Wheelbarrow pushers will say, if you touch me, two of us will die. But you know that you are not meant to die in the hand of a wheelbarrow pusher. So you can't fight them. You just look at them and you smile because you know the present condition where you are is not the place you should die in. Let me give you a gist. After my national youth service, I returned home. There was a little bit, COVID came. Then I was doing Okada. So I started to ride Okada in my community. I started to ride bicycle, Okada. We call it Okada, and that is like motorcycle. You use it to go and carry farm produce from the farm, um, then take some people around, like commuting and passenger work. I was doing that. Now, when I was doing that Okada, I was doing it and I was saving my money because I want to get my passport. I was doing Okada and I was saving money to get a passport. But the people I was doing the Okada with, they were not thinking about anything. The next thing they're thinking about is to buy the next 𝗗𝗁, to get the next girlfriend, to go to the next burial, to buy another Okada, to just be around. But I was doing the Okada, but I was thinking beyond the Okada. I was thinking beyond my circumstances. I don't fight with any other Okada man because I know if I fight with them, I might get into trouble that will hinder my progress. So when you've gotten a clear picture of what you want to be with your life and who you want to be with your life, think global. Once you start thinking global, most of those issues people struggle for, most of the things people clamor for, they will not matter to you. I'm telling you, they will not matter because you know where you are going and you know the vision you've seen for yourself. Children of God, and anybody listening to me, all those guys that I did Okada with, they're still doing it. They're still there. Okay? But after my Okada, I will come back and I will read my books. I will come back, I will practice how to write programming. I will be practicing it small, 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 small. I didn't have stable internet, but the ones I have, I make use of it. Many times people from poor family will always say, I'm poor from my parents are poor, and they will not make any progress for themselves. No. If you have 5 megabytes, use it properly. Use it for something that will help your life. Okay? So I talked about clarity. Once you have clarity of thoughts, then you begin to think global. It starts from thinking. Think global. This particular thing I'm doing, am I giving my efforts at a global standard? Or am I being a local champion? I didn't want to be a local champion. Local champion, you have the best bicycle in town, you have the biggest iPhone in your community. You have the biggest iPhone, but your mates, people in your age bracket, people who receive similar education like you, they are the ones producing the phone, and you are happy that you bought one. Come on. The guy that was in charge of Toyota company in Australia, he was just 39 years and he's the one in charge of Toyota in the whole of Australia. What are we talking about? So if the person who is producing Toyota is my age mate, I shouldn't be bragging that I bought a second-hand Toyota Camry. I am short-living myself. It means that I need to think beyond the pride, the arrogance I have. In fact, when you begin to think global, you become humble. When you think global, you become humble because it gives you a better perspective to know that, guy, you are not there yet. So you need to work harder. You need to dream harder. You need to dream bigger. That is how to escape the local environment. Now, in that thinking differently, also you need to act differently. Acting differently, like I said, I was saving my money to do my passport. While my mates we are using their Okada money to drink. It's issue. But you are thinking better. Issue is not a problem to you. Issue is nothing. It's just meat and it's just protein. Protein is just for digestion to help your body, to help your immune system. That's all. There is no special joy attached to issue. The joy you earn from issue is artificial. You made issue to give you joy. Issue does not give joy on its own. There is no intrinsic joy producing element in issue. You made your mind up that you will be happy if you eat issue. Okay, so I can also make my mind happy that if I eat snail, which I can pick, once it is running, I can go out there and pick those snails and cook it, and I get the same protein that will help my digestive system, that will help me to stay alive while I am saving money and I am doing everything possible to become that person I wanted to be. If you must live beyond the limitation, you must think differently and you must act differently. Thinking and acting, very important, very, very important. All right? Start thinking and start moving forward. Glory to God. Um, while I was still doing all those struggles, I did my passport. My friend helped me and told me to come to Dubai, and I went to Dubai. Most of the expenses, my friends paid for it. Now, when I came to Dubai, I noticed that this is not the place I want to be. All right, this is not the place that is meant for me. So I need to make a move. In fact, some guys I met in the Dubai said, I've been here for 5 years. I've been here for 7 years, and they're doing menial jobs. No progress. Why are you not making progress? That's the thing I asked them. Why are you guys not making progress? Start taking new courses. Because in Dubai, if you take courses, they elevate you. For instance, you become a certified nursing assistant, like a CNA. If you take courses, you can become a CNA. And once you are in a CNA program, you get a job, then you translate to the next one, which is going to school to become a registered nurse. Don't just sit there and you are working in Dubai has a lot of money, but most of our people are suffering there. Why? Because they're not in the right location. They're not in, even though they are in the right location, they're not in the right environment. Okay? So you need to put this thing down. Location is different from environment. Location is different from environment. You will see people who are in Lagos, but they are extremely poor because they are in the economic headquarters of Nigeria, but they are not in the right environment. They're in the right location, but not in the right environment. So my friends in Dubai is like a tourist destination full of rich people, full of wealthy people. But you go there, you find a lot of people in that best location who are not in the right environment. So what did I do? I started working in a warehouse, and I think I've said this before. I started working in a warehouse. That's the first job I got. I was working there. I know that this is not the place I want to be. Then I went to do a course. I took a course. I paid for it from the money they were paying me from the warehouse. I saved it and I took a course and I joined a real estate company. Now, I met some people in that warehouse. They were in that warehouse and they were still in the warehouse until I left them there. I took a course from Dubai properties. Then I joined that real estate company. As I was working with the real estate company, I know I need to move forward. Now, when I joined that real estate company, my salary tripled, like moved from, I think I was earning like 1,200. in the other company. Then it moved to like 2,500 within 6 months. All right. Then when I work with that real estate company, I started to move. Okay, I've now gotten a better place where I can stay and make my applications. Then I started to, you know, find a way to travel further. So my argument and my instruction to you is do not relent. Do not say, okay, I've made it. There are people who will go to Dubai and that is it. Once they see 500,000 naira in their account, they are done. You don't do that. That money that enters your account, it's to forward you to the next level, not for you to chop it. So if you find any money in your account, it is for your next level. Use that money for your next level, not for your present satisfaction or your pleasure. Eat normal food, then save. You are not eating, you are not showing anything. You are poor. So poor people know that you are poor, acknowledge it. And when you see money, it is not for you to blow it. It is for you to invest it. It is for you to use it to equip yourself. It is for you to use it to move forward. In essence, in summary of everything I've said now, you need to build courage. Then you need to go for clarity. Once you have clarity of thoughts, you need to be self-aware. Know whatever you are doing and be intentional about it. If you are going to school, be intentional about it. If you are in content creation, be intentional. In the next 5 months, I should have 30 followers. I should create more videos. And you know that videos will give you the money. Create it more with intention. Learn what you need to do in it. If you are blogging or you are doing anything, be intentional. Then make sure you have friends that can help you in terms of encouragement, not just money, in terms of encouragement and pointing you in the right direction. And when you are friends with people, don't act like you are not serious. People should know that you are trustworthy. That's why my friends gave me some money to help me to go to Dubai. Now, those money they gave me then compared to the money I make now, it's like nothing. You understand? So the money they gave me, I think they gave me like 600K. But now I make more than that every month on my own. Okay. So assuming they didn't, now the funny thing is that I'm not the only one that was helped. Some people were helped also, but they didn't move forward. They just stopped in Dubai. They just work and they are whining, there's no job here. And that is it. But you need to move forward. You need to think beyond your present condition and you need to act differently. Stop acting like, okay, we are now poor, we cannot move forward, and that is it. Then poor people usually spend money anyhow because they think money will solve all their problems, but that's not true. Money will not solve all your problems. Money will not solve all your problems. So when you find money, use it to keep moving forward. It is not for you to chop it and squander it. I think I will stop here. Then I will listen to your questions. If you have questions, then we'll move from there to expand the conversation further. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the speech, the delivery, the flow, everything. It was really insightful, and I believe that there are there's a lot of things that someone can learn from a book, right? And they can just like come up and share it, and those kind of speech. It's not like they don't actually like give value. It's not like they don't give insight, but it's usually very very different from when the story is unique and original to the person who is actually speaking about it. So, and this is what makes your speech very very different. I have a lot of things I've like written out here. I have a lot of things that I've written out here. Like when you mentioned that why spend 4 years in school for fun? No one hires you because you went to school. You are hired because you have market value. What concerns a poor man with fun? Always remember you are from a poor background. And also where you mentioned about when some people go to Dubai and they start making money and they have 500K and they're like, oh, it's an achievement. You say no, you are poor. It's not an achievement. It's for you to step forward. So that one is there. And also the steps that you mentioned, I listed them out. You listed about, okay, the first thing is to build courage. The second thing is to get clarity, because clarity brings self-awareness. And you also mentioned about being intentional with whatever you are doing and wherever you are going. And you also mentioned having friends that can encourage you and that you can share, and they can also share knowledge with you. And then lastly, there you mentioned being trustworthy and being a person of integrity, where you mentioned that you are not the only one that was helped, but the story of everyone and their results are actually different. Then you said something that without much context, some people might want to argue with, but if someone could actually calm down to listen to it, they would understand the context properly. You said location is different from environment. Then you mentioned something like Lagos is a commercial, one of the biggest commercial cities in Africa, not only in Nigeria, but you can be in Lagos and not be in the right environment. So there you said location is different from environment. You can be in the right location, but not in the right environment. So that kind of like resonates with me. It kind of resonates with me because I struggle to move out of where I'm staying now and where I am currently as well. I'm still not pleased with it. So I think that one itself resonates with me. It resonates with me. Then you also mentioned about, I think you've said some of these things a lot in your post. You said about why are you happy because you bought an iPhone? Like you are 23 years old and you're happy you bought an iPhone. Your mates, like outside of your local communities, your mates in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, in New York, they're doing something bigger than that. Think of being in that level with them. So that resonates with me. You said the what was it called? The guy in charge of Toyota production in Japan is about 30 years old, and here you are in Nigeria, you are happy that you purchased a motorcycle. Mostly what people do here is they are happy that they bought ladies bike, that or that. So I think it resonates a lot with what are actually happening currently in the country, and I believe it's not only in Nigeria. It's a message that people in other African countries really need to listen to, which is why I've said this will be like, since it's a live, it's an audio program, it will be transmitted into audiogram so that we could upload it on YouTube for a lot of people to listen to. And I believe that anyone who listens to this should have something that shifts in their middle of life, that they should begin to like, okay, search for something and like begin to take actions. That's it. I've seen that most of the people that are here are more like fluctuating. If it's something you want to proceed forward, I would appreciate. And if it's something that you want to stop here today, I will also say that you've actually shared a lot. And you know, there is no way I can appreciate you the most other than to say thank you very much. You're highly appreciated. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Um, I'm also proud of what we are doing. I know all of us, we are, just like you said in the beginning, we met ourselves on Facebook. And when I say friends that will push you and encourage you, you're among those people. The things you do on social media, they help a lot, because when you when you are just the only one who is shining, it doesn't give you enough push. But okay, Nemeka is doing something in blogging, is doing something with websites, landing page. Days you were talking about those things, I didn't even know what a landing page is. I think you were among the first people that said something like that. So because that's not my line. My line is usually school, 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 and using, formal education and how I can use that to better my life, you know. But recently, I started doing content and um, being serious with social media. And over the years, I've also learned something from you, which is very important. Um, I think the last thing I can say about this is everyone who wish to break limits should listen to many people, even those people your mentors ask you not to listen to. And think I have a series on this. Please make sure you don't become a copy of your mentor. Let your mentor be a guide. You are the one that will be in the driver's seat of your life. If you have a mentor, you have someone you are looking up to, they should be like advising you, not driving you. You should be in the driver's seat, okay? You should make the decision. You should think for yourself. You should listen to many mentors. I usually say it's listen to many mentors, hear from diverse perspective, because someone who is your mentor might really not have passed through the exact circumstances you passed through, and they are encouraging you or motivating you based on their own side. For instance, some people will come to me and say, okay, fine, I want you to mentor me, but guy, you're not from poor family. So everything I'm talking about, being poor, coming from going to school, from farm, may not make sense to you. Okay, so you need to look beyond the stories. And one thing that people do, they focus on the rhetorics and not on the actual substance. You understand? So when somebody is speaking, look at the substance, connect them together. When your mentor is talking to you about how to move forward and things you need to do, look beyond the rhetorics, look at the substance. Okay? When you look at the substance, you know the things you should take and the things you should not take. That's why you need to read a lot, listen to a lot of people, listen to a lot of perspective. Then you synthesize them. Because if you are just following a particular person, when they now make mistake, you feel disappointed. But if you are following a lot of people, open your mind to diverse ideas. Okay, provided those ideas are progressive, and you clearly use the word progressive, because some people will just be listening to rubbish in the name of listening to a lot of people. No, listen to smart people, even if they disagree. For instance, we all know that Elon Musk disagree with Jack Ma. Okay, Elon Musk disagree with Jack Ma on AI. Elon Musk thinks AI should be regulated because it might do some harm to people. Why Jack Ma said it doesn't matter. Let's and AI cannot take the job of human beings. Okay, so these are intelligent people disagreeing. So listen to them and listen to the lines of their thoughts. Okay, so don't not say, oh, I'm Team Elon Musk, oh, I am Team John Obidi, oh, I am Team this guy. It is very important to distinct yourself from every of your mentors, because each of them have their personal sentiment and ideology. So when you look at them and listen to many of them, then synthesize it. Bring the one that is peculiar to you. These are very important, especially when you've moved from the first level of breaking away from poverty, when you now come to the level where you are trying to strive, make things for yourself. A lot of people get crowned and they become like their mentor. For instance, there was a time on Facebook, everybody was publishing book. Everybody was book editor, book publisher. But okay, it's good, but are we reading those books? Are people selling those books? Yes, they may be selling it, but are people reading it? And why should I publish a book? Publishing a book is not the goal. The goal is personal development. Just that the person coaching you told you to publish a book and you claimed it instantly. No, they are telling you to make effort to develop yourself. Okay, so think beyond replicating the rhetorics. No, look beyond that and think of how to make your life better. Because I know a lot of people on Facebook who are maybe they're doing content or they're just doing anything they want, but they don't know that they can actually go scholarship and travel abroad. They don't know, But assuming they listen to people like us and listen to people who are also telling them to publish books, at the end of the day, they can synthesize all those um, experiences and know that their book publication can also help them in abroad. And like I said, it's not all about traveling. You can also stay in Nigeria and do good things. You can stay in Africa or anywhere you find yourself and do great things. But the most important thing is, are you progressive? Are you making critical efforts to not limit yourself? And you know the worst thing that can limit anybody is knowledge. Knowledge can limit you more than ignorance. Knowledge can limit you more than ignorance. The thing that is worse than ignorance is wrong information. Because assuming you are going to a place you didn't know, and the Igbo people say, Onya Jojo Adiefuzo. Onya Jojo Adiefuzo is not when you ask the wrong person. If you ask the wrong person direction, they will give you a direction that you will never get to that place. Assuming you didn't know the place, you may figure it out yourself. But if you are given the wrong direction and the wrong information, you will be going with all arrogance and confidence, but you're in the wrong direction. So I hope that God will help us to understand. Thank you for inviting me, Nemeka. I look forward to doing greater things with you and to your community. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for honoring this invitation. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you. Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah, bye.